In 1954, Roger Bannister broke a record. And the record that he broke was that he ran a 1 mile race in under 4 minutes. Prior to him accomplishing this goal, it was believed that it was humanly impossible to run a mile in under 4 minutes. In fact, it was believed that if anyone were to run a mile in under 4 minutes, it would be physically and or psychologically damaging to that person. When Roger Bannister set the goal to run a mile in under 4 minutes, he was admonished by a great many people, and he was warned not to pursue this goal. Barring a few cheerleaders, he was almost persona non grata in the athletics world for having this as a goal. The irony is that once he accomplished this goal, so many athletes broke a barrier in their own minds and they accomplished exactly the same goal. And not only did they manage to run a mile in under 4 minutes, they also broke the records held by Roger Bannister himself and then successive athletes that also had new records. What is so important about this particular success-minded principle and this story is that when Roger Bannister set out to accomplish this goal, he did it from a place of deep resolve. This was a goal that he owned uniquely. It wasn't one that was handed to him by somebody else. It wasn't one that he was doing to please other people. This was a goal that he was setting out to accomplish for himself, and he was willing to do the work it took to accomplish it. He was willing to do whatever it took to get fit enough, strong enough, and fast enough. And he was also willing to deal with the naysayers who was quite literally raining on his parade on a daily basis. He was also willing to do what it took to create a community around him who would support him and help him to accomplish his goal. And so this relates very powerfully to the success-minded principle that says that if one person has done it, it means that it is humanly possible. For many of us, we need templates out there that tells us that what we are wanting to accomplish is possible. Not all of us hold the frontier, pioneer mindset that Roger Bannister has, or that Roger Bannister had demonstrated. And why this is such an important principle to sit with, especially at the beginning of our goal-setting process, is to really understand whether or not we have interrogated our goal and done our due diligence adequately. This goal that you've got, that you're working on, is it one that is important for you? Or is it one that you're falling into because of the circumstances of your life, your grooming, and the journey that got you here? Do you have the determination and resolve to do what it takes? Have you done the due diligence? Do you understand what a person in your shoes needs to do in order to accomplish it? Do you understand the limiting beliefs within you that you have to conquer? Do you understand the physical things that you have to conquer? Do you understand the social dynamics, the financial dynamics, and every other dynamic that you might have to conquer and deal with and move through, past, over, and around in order to accomplish your goals? Have you had sufficient line of sight of the excuses that might come up as you move towards your goal? The value of this particular success-minded principle is that it helps us to hold ourselves accountable. It holds us accountable at many different stages. A, at the setting of the goal. B, at the preparation stage of the goal, and the planning stage of the goal, and then finally the execution stage of the goal. It's also about understanding that when we don't accomplish the goal, that we don't stop and see that as failure. Now, Roger Bannister didn't run the 1 mile race for the first time in 1954. He had run it prior to 1954 on a number of different occasions, and he hadn't accomplished his goal. So are you willing to return to the effort and to the work needed to accomplish your goal when you don't necessarily meet it on the first time out of the gates? This is such an incredible success-minded principle, and it is one that is going to be useful for you as you embark on your journey. Each and every single one of the success-minded principles that we canvassed in this module has got incredible value. My invitation to you is to sit down and to choose the one or two that you really, really want to bring to bear on the journey ahead of you. And I look forward to seeing which of these success-minded principles you are going to use, you are going to become practiced at, and that you are going to start applying so you can overcome the limiting beliefs, the limiting ideas, the limiting sense of self that you might have that holds you back from accomplishing your goals, or whether or not how you will use these success-minded principles to push yourself into a bigger version of yourself so that you can accomplish all the different things that is lying ahead of you. I really, really am looking forward to engaging with you on how you have understood these success-minded principles, how you want to apply them. But for now, I'm going to bid you a fond adieu, and I am going to meet up with you in the next module. Bye for now.